Welcome to the Flower-School-How-To-Video Video Library. I'm Leanne Kessler, Director of the Floral Design Institute, and today I'm here to share with you an autumn harvest arrangement, perfect for the season. The container, a wooden box, lined with a plastic liner, half a brick of floral foam taped into place, already pre-soaked with flower food. The fruit that I'll be adding, picking up on a Della Robbia vibe, going with Bosc Pears, that lovely coppery hue, perfect with the wood. To secure in place, just using 6-inch wood picks, pierced directly into the flesh. Then using your Oasis Floral Adhesive Cold Glue. Just put a dab right at that point of insertion. That will ensure that it doesn't slip off as it starts to decay. Oftentimes, placing the foliage is one of the more time-consuming parts of a design. One technique you can use is rather than do individual insertions, use a long piece, something like Italian ruscus, plumosa, place it in, and then just wrap, bringing it around, tying it around on itself. Then using a greening pin, just secure that right down to the foam. You can repeat that with a second piece or go on to another type of foliage, maybe a little bit of Floral. And every time you place one stem, it helps hold the other into position. So you can place it over and under to help secure. And then for a third foliage, just a little bit of Oregonia. The variegation is so beautiful. Just placing it in and repeating. Next is to put the pears down into the nest of foliage. With the picks, you can cut the wires off or leave them. They just sort of disappear, so it's not that big of a deal. Then, remembering they're heavy, so you want to nestle them down in deeply so that they'll be secure and not shift around when you go to deliver. Placing the pears throughout, some down lower, some a little higher. And then thinking about their facing so that they look good whichever way you turn it. Last is the flowers, and I picked an analogous fire palette, perfect for the season. Gorgeous dahlias, cutting them down, placing them in. Maybe doing 2 up through the center. So it looks one forward, one back, one shadow just below the other. Bringing in chrysanthemums, removing any damaged blooms, breaking it down, tucking it out to the side. Spray roses in this vivid orange, dividing the stem and then placing it in. And lastly, leucadendron to bring in that deep burgundy, give a little bit of a darker contrast. And then repeat with everything radiating to a central binding point. When you finish your arrangement, be sure to turn it. Look at it from all sides. Double check that all your mechanics are concealed. Then take a moment and spray it down with Crowning Glory. Lock that moisture in. It'll keep the pears fresh longer as well. The recipe, I started with the pears, used 5 of them. 2 stems of Italian ruscus, a little bit of Oregonia, and a little bit of Floral. Then the leucadendron, 10 stems, quite a few there. 3 dahlias, 4 stems of spray roses, and then 3 stems of chrysanthemum spray mums. So not a lot of flowers, but definitely a lot of beauty. Adding fruit or vegetables to your arrangements gives you a broader medium to work with. The question is always, what about ethylene gas? And yes, it does give off ethylene, but it's out in the fresh air, it's beautiful, it's worth it. You'll find more creative inspiration at flowerschool.com. If you have questions, you can reach us through there or pick up the telephone at 503-223-8089. Now it's your turn. Head to the grocery store and buy some produce. Gather flowers and create. Be sure to take a picture, post it on social media, and tag Floral Design Institute. That way we all can see what you do as you do something you love.